Welcome 23, you joining me for My First Two Loves, Chapter 49, Up in the Air. I really had no clue what to expect when Mason asked me to meet him at the airport. Had he planned a trip? Did he really think I could drop everything and just go somewhere? As good as the fantasy sounded, I hoped I wouldn't have to tell him no. I had my family to worry about, not to mention Noah and Ava. So I stepped onto the tarmac. It was with some trepidation I noticed a small plane being de-iced on the runway. Emma, you made it. I whirled around to see Mason. He walked towards me, carrying a backpack of flying gear. Hey, I always deliver. Now, what was it you wanted to show me? Remember how I used to say if I ever could have any superpower, it would be flying? Believe it or not, you're looking at a freshly minted bona fide pilot. You got a pilot's license? Show off. You had to bring me all the way to the airport to tell me this? So dramatic. Oh, hey, I love a good reveal. Mason shyly rubbed a hand over the back of his neck and gave me a million-watt smile. Want to see the plane? Do you have to ask? Yes. Okay, wow. Your parents bought you a plane? Nah, it's just a rental. I've been using it since I started taking flying lessons. You could have fooled me. I wouldn't pull your leg like that. Here, take a look inside. Maybe I was shallow, but Mason looked so confident boarding that plane. Not a lot of guys had the skills he had. Maybe you could take some pictures for the silent auction? You're right. I need a picture of a new pilot in his new element. Mason laughed and made a big deal of posing for the camera. First, he put on a captain's hat, then pretended to board. Maybe hike your leg up a little. That's it. Perfect. My portfolio needed a shot like this. If you think that's impressive, just wait until you're airborne. What? You're gonna take me flying? Why else would I ask you to come here? Mason held me up, and I got on the passenger seat. Suddenly, everything felt very real. You sure about this? Damn sure. Need any help getting settled in? You want to help? I'd buckled a seatbelt before, you know. Mason laughed and held up his hands in surrender. Alright, but you should know your safety is my top priority. Soon, we were primed and ready, gazing out at the endless runway. As soon as we got the call, it was all clear. It was Mason's moment to shine. Hold on! I'd been on planes before, but never one the small. As we gained speed, I felt every bump, every shake. I gripped the armrest, and then we were absolutely weightless. Oh my god, we're in the air. Mason, we're flying. Pretty cool, huh? I glanced out the window and looked over at down at East Ridge, blanketed in snow below us. The sun glinted off of the rooftops, the glassy lakes. I could see kids riding their bikes through plowed sidewalks. The moment was so magical, so tender. I forgot about everything except for me and the man sitting next to me. Pretty cool's a major understatement. If I got to see this view every day, I'd want to join the Air Force too. Hopefully I get accepted. Now that I'm not in from being scouted, the academic bar is pretty high. Well, especially to be a pilot, yeah. They'd be stupid not to accept you. You're Mason Jennings. The Air Force is you're calling. Yeah, of course. At least I think so. Mason, are you having second thoughts about your future now, too? I thought you had everything all planned out. It's just, my dad wants me to do exactly what he did. Get the football scholarship, be the star quarterback, graduate from the Air Force. As much as I love flying, it's a lot of pressure. Yeah, that's how I feel about my dad expecting me to cheer. It's rough. Isn't it? My dad dreamed of me taking up his mantle ever since I was a little kid. Like, get a hobby or something. He's still furious about me turning down the football scholarship. I don't know if he'll ever talk to me again. Oh, Mason, I'm so sorry. He'll come around. Maybe, but it doesn't matter. I'm here now, in the air, with you, flying a plane, and that's incredible. I wish I knew how it felt. You're literally in the air, too, I'm just saying. Well, you can. Want to take control for a bit? But I don't know what to do. That's what I'm here for. I'll be right beside you every step of the way. I got this. We're gonna have fun and stay in one piece the whole time. That's what they all say. Are you telling that to me or yourself? Maybe both? Here, if you want to take the plane off autopilot, you press this button right here. I turn off the autopilot switch with a smile. I'm basically a natural. Just call me Amelia Earhart. She went missing on her last flight, so let's not. And don't let your head get too big. It only gets trickier from here. What's next? So now you'll want to take the wheel on your side. And I'm shifting control over to you in 3, 2, 1. The wheel vibrated in my hand, and I began to truly feel like every move I made mattered. Luckily, Mason put his hands right over mine. Just to get you started, and then I'll let you fly all by yourself. I took a steady breath, trying to calm my heart. I couldn't tell what was more exciting, flying the plane or having Mason so close. So if you look at the altitude indicator, you can see what height we're at. We want to be about 10,000 feet up. Looks like we're flying a bit high. Help me correct the course, pulling the lever so the plane dipped a little closer to the earth. As we hit a nice rhythm, I glanced over at him. He looked at peace and happy as he surveyed the sky. You never told me, how did you first fall in love with flying? When I was little, my dad used to take me out to see the air shows, and it woke something in me. Over the years, I started looking in where I wanted to spend my time, how I could make flying a part of my life. Mason, whether the Air Force works out or not, I'm sure you'll find a way. I'm sure you could go into commercial piloting or something else that would let you fly. You seem like a fish in the water up here. I feel like one. I can't even imagine spending my life sitting in an office cubicle all day anymore. Not since I discovered flying. Here, let me turn the autopilot back on so you can get back to relaxing. I reached over to the center console and I let my hands settle on his thigh. I gave it a slight squeeze. Hey, now distracting the pilot. Doesn't the autopilot buy us enough time for a kiss? When did we go to kissing? What kind of kiss? Kiss me like you mean it. Mason kept one hand expertly on the wheel and hooked the other behind my neck. He pulled me close to him, and I breathed in the heady scent of his cologne as his lips found mine. My hand left his thigh and ran over the back of his neck, then clung to his shirt. I felt the kiss all the way down to my toes. I love kissing you, and I really wish I didn't have to set the trim right now. A bit panicked, I glanced out the window to make sure we were still afloat. The trim? Well, if a pilot constantly has to keep track of how high or low they are, they'd get exhausted pretty quick. You set the trim to help the plane maintain that balance without so much work. I wish my heart, in its constant state of turmoil between Mason, Ava, and Noah, had a trim wheel. If juggling the three of them could be as easy as flying Mason's plane, I wouldn't have to wrestle with my feelings so much. Anyway, I think you're quite ready to fly on your own, but I'm impressed. You handle yourself well. It doesn't seem that hard. Don't get cocky. This kind of thing takes practice, especially landing. Did you know 80% of plane crashes happen while taking off and landing? It's true. As we began descending to end our flight, my palms began to sweat. Well, we survived taking off. How many times have you practiced landing? Oh, this is my first time. Thought I'd just wing it. Mason! Emma, they don't give you a license unless you know how to land. You're safe with me. Once we get back on the ground, I couldn't stop thinking of how beautiful it had been to see East Ridge up so high, and how safe I felt with Mason, when he literally had my life in his hands. So, when he asked me to have dinner at his house, I said yes. But, as we walked up to the marble driveway, Principal Jennings was waiting for us on the doorstep. Son, you're back. I've been wanting to have a word with you. And Emma, always a pleasure to see you. Mason and I exchanged a glance. Since when was his dad this excited about, well, anything? Dad, what's going on? Here, look what came early. Principal Jennings handed a large envelope over to Mason, whose jaw dropped. It's from the Air Force Academy. Today's the day you find out the path you'll take for the rest of your life. Oof. Just, oof. Well, thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head to the description below, links to social media, Discord, if you'd like to support me and my content. Hopefully to catch you all in a future Twitch stream, or let me know in the comment section below what you feel about this book and how I did on this chapter. Thanks again for watching. Catch you all later. Peace.